Are you making it harder than it needs to be for your customers to contact you? It sounds like a simple question, but it is one that a lot of small businesses need to ask, because sometimes the problem is not that people are not interested. Sometimes the problem is that the next step feels awkward, unclear, or just a bit too much effort. And online, even small bits of friction can make a big difference. If someone has to hunt around for your contact details, fill in a long form, click through too many pages, or guess what they are supposed to do next, there is a good chance they may give up. Not because they are not interested, just because it feels too difficult in that moment. Hi, I'm Paul from Digital Growth 101, and I help small business owners feel more confident with digital marketing and digital technology without making it feel more complicated than it needs to be. In this short video, I want to look at one simple idea. If you want more inquiries, make it easy for people to contact you. One of the biggest mistakes small businesses make is assuming that if someone wants to get in touch, they will work it out. But in reality, people are busy. They are distracted. They may be comparing a few different businesses at once. They may be looking at your website on their phone while standing in a queue, sitting on a train, or half watching the television in the evening. So if the next step is not obvious, or it feels like hard work, they may leave and then tell themselves they will come back later. And as we all know, later often never happens. So the first thing is to ask this: is it really clear how someone can contact you? Not just technically possible, actually clear. There are a few very common things that can make contact harder than it needs to be. One is hidden contact details. If your phone number or email address are buried somewhere at the bottom of a page or only available after a few clicks, that creates friction. Another is vague call to action. If your buttons say things like learn more or click here, people may not be sure what happens next. Another issue is overly long contact forms. If someone has to fill in their life story just to ask a simple question, that can put them off. There is also the problem of giving too many choices. Email here, message there, use this form, book this link, contact me on social media, join this, download that. Too many options can make people pause instead of act. And then there is mobile usability. A contact process that feels fine on a laptop may be annoying on a phone. Tiny buttons, fiddly forms, or awkward layouts can all get in the way. What you want is for the next step to feel simple and low pressure. For example, if you want people to send an inquiry, say that clearly. If you want them to book a call, say, book a free 15-minute call. If you want them to email you, make the email address easy to find. If your main route is a contact form, keep it simple. Name, email, short message. That is often enough to start the conversation. You do not need to ask every question up front. Sometimes it is better just to make the first step easy and gather more detail later. That is especially true for small businesses where the first contact is often simply the start of a conversation. Another really important part of this is reducing uncertainty. Sometimes people do not get in touch because they are unsure what will happen next. Will someone reply? How long will it take? Is it a sales call? Will they be pressured into something? Can they just ask a question? A simple sentence can help a lot here. So for example, send me a quick message and I'll come back to you. Or book a free call and we can see whether this is the right fit. Or if you are not sure where to start, just get in touch and I'll point you in the right direction. Little bits of reassurance like that can make contact feel much easier, because often the barrier is not just the form or the button. It is the uncertainty around what happens next. A useful exercise is to stop looking at your website or profile like the business owner and start looking at it like a potential customer. If someone landed on your homepage today, would they know how to contact you within a few seconds? Would they know which route is best? Would it feel easy? Would it feel inviting? Or would they have to search around and work it out for themselves? The clearer and easier you make this, the more likely people are to take action. And this is one of those simple improvements that can help without needing more content, more ads, or complicated marketing. So here is a simple task for today. Go to your website, your LinkedIn profile,
or whichever platform brings in the most interest.
Then check the following. Can people quickly see how to contact you? Is the main next step obvious? Is your form or contact process simple?
Could you remove anything that makes it harder?
Could you add one reassuring sentence about what happens next? Then
make one small improvement. You do not need to fix everything at once. Just make one step easier.
So for example, instead of saying, contact us for more information, you could say, if you would like help with your website or digital marketing, send me a quick message, I'll come back to you. Or
book a free 15-minute call and we can quickly look at the next best steps for your business. That feels clearer, more human, and more useful.
So if people seem interested in your business, but inquiries are still a bit slow, it is always worth asking
whether you are making the contact process harder than it needs to be. Because often, it is not about working harder on your marketing. It is about removing small bits of friction. Make the next step clear. Make it easy. Make it feel low pressure.
And give people confidence about what happens next. That alone can make a real difference. And if you would like more simple, practical, digital marketing and website tips like this, I have created a free Digital
Growth 101 community for small business owners, startups, and anyone who wants to feel more confident with digital marketing and technology.
The link is below, and you will be very, very welcome to join us. Thanks for watching,
and I'll see you in the next video.